Hello, this is Uncle Jim. Today I'm going to finish prepping some 10mm brass. It was like range brass, unknown stuff. And so in a previous video I had a little tip that you should size your brass, and before you do anything else, size and decap and then check it in a gauge. 10mm is a little more crucial, so it's nice to do this. And make sure you don't have any bulges or anything weird in your brass before you continue and prime that sumbitch or put a bullet in it and have to pull it later. That was previous video. Now we're going to prep the brass, and once you do it, it's one and done type deal if you want really good consistent stuff. So this is the Lyman prep station for doing everything, and this is my favorite. It is quiet. I haven't seen any of these crap out, where the RCBS prep stations, I've seen those crap out, and you have no warranty because it's an electronic product. However, I've never seen the Lyman crap out, and it's way more quiet. So this is like one of the quietest prep stations out there. And you can hear it. Nothing. Okay, it's quiet. We can do it on video. Love it. Okay, so I did a few things to streamline this to make it even better, and everything is one package. I grab it, I can do any caliber I want. So when I first got this, I was going to do like a wood shelf here or a plastic one and just double back tape or glue it on the back. However, I talked to Tin Man. He just got his 3D printer years ago, and I'm like, man, let's do something here. And he came up with this. This is awesome. It fits right in the groove, and you have your shelf, and all your cutters here fit. Your shell holder and everything, you got them right there. All right, even a spot for your Allen wrench. And he also made this little thingy. You can see these out on Thingiverse. It just helps your fingers with the holder here for the cutters, the Lee cutters. Now, the Lyman doesn't come with the Lee cutters. It does come with all these fittings except for the Lee. And the only fitting I don't like on the Lyman is their staked primer pocket remover. That's because it has no shelf here, and depending on what caliber you have, it's not square. Okay, it'll work, but I had these before the prep station. I just put them on my drill and cordless drill, and these will clean up the stakes on your primer pocket so you don't have to swage or anything. It's actually more consistent and easy. So I use the RCBS, but it's up to you. And you can see it's got a perfect flat shelf, just like the Lyman primer pocket uniformer. It's got a shelf there, so you're not wobbling around screwing stuff up. I just prefer that. All right. What else? Okay, this medieval son of a bitch. I've done videos on this before, but I got removed from YouTube. This guy here, you have your outside chamfering tool and your inside chamfering tool. And this guy can get really cantywampus on certain calibers and chew up your brass. So what I did there was just put little tubes on here of different sizes. Okay? So here's a bigger one here that goes over that tube, and it'll prevent you from screwing up your case mouth. Okay, so that's another streamlined thing I did. So these are all threaded 8x32. So if you're gonna do a Lee trimmer adapter, which I like, they're consistent and it's super easy and they're cheap. You buy this piece here, 90468, and there's your cutter. And it fits right here. This is the cutter. Then the rest of these you buy per caliper, and it fits right on there. All right. I can't remember what the number for the base piece here is. Okay. and this just locks the rim of your brass so you can hold it. I can't remember if that came with that or not. Either way. So how this works is the tip of this rides on the steel here, and that gives you a perfect trim length every time. Okay? And you don't get this as 3D printed. You can do it with your fingers, it's fine. So what I did was I took a golf ball and put a magnetic fitting on here, because this is made for a drill bit. So it fits, it's got a square, whatever you call it, adapter. Took a golf ball, and that way you're not burning out your fingers each time doing this. And then I flattened the base of the golf ball so it fits in the shelf and doesn't roll around. All right, so there you go. That's all you got to do there. So everything is streamlined. This is how I like it. I really haven't figured out any more improvements for this. So it's ready to go. Okay, so when you're trimming brass, it stretches a little. This will be fine. It doesn't rotate super fast. But if you really need to cut a lot of brass, say you're making 300 blackout or something from scratch, West Covina Dodge sent me this. This is the world's cheapest trimmer. They're like 20 bucks per caliber. They're adjustable. And so if I'm making 300 blackout for the first time and need a lot of trimming, usually you won't. You can just do it the way it is. I'll cut them down to within a couple thou and then go to this so they're all consistent. All right, $20. You don't have to spend tons of money, people. People go crazy. You don't have to do that. So what we're going to do is trim the brass. I don't think I need to trim it because I already measured it and it's still within spec. So I doubt this cutter is even going to touch this brass. But I am going to chamfer lightly inside and outside, and then I'm going to uniform the primer pocket, and you only have to do that once. All right. Then you have your flash hole deburring tool here. Some people put these on their case prep centers, but I think that's way too excessive, because all you need is one swipe and you took the burr off. And then you have an adjustable cone here for whatever caliber you're using. I'm not even going to adjust it. I'm just going to go whoomp, and that took the burr off, and there's zero burr in that flash hole, okay? And that's how you make the perfect brass if you want to get that carried away. 9mm, I don't even bother. 38, no. But 357 and all my magnums and rifle and stuff, yes. Okay, so I'll show you kind of quick how this works. Just have this set so you don't have to move it too much. All right, I haven't set the, okay. All right, so we'll turn this on. I doubt it's going to trim. Nothing, okay? So it's in spec. Now, the 10mm head space is off the case mouth. So the rim of the mouth is what it's head spacing off of. I don't want to chamfer this too much because that's all you got for your case mouth, because it head spaces off the case mouth. So I'm just going to give it a quick zip here and a quick zip there. If it head spaces off the rim, okay, you can go a little further, especially on the inner diameter. Okay, that's all I did there, because anything that head spaces off the case mouth, you don't want to make that skinny up there. All right, that's what is slamming in the chamber and giving your whatever headspace. All right, so we did that. Now the primer pockets, I didn't bother cleaning. I decapped them. I'm going to use the primer pocket uniformer. And all that does is square up the base of your primer pocket, and everything is perfect now. Okay, so it's done, and you can go along fast on this. So a lot of this is for guys that are curious or don't have one yet. I would recommend the Lyman for sure, 100%. And we'll do another one, but these aren't long enough to have to worry about trimming. And you go by like this, put it back and continue. Nothing. And that's it. Okay, so that's basically it. I'm going to do 50 rounds of this for the 1911 that's coming. Give it a chance. We'll put her on the chrono. Maybe try and shoot for groups. But I know this brass, when it goes back in the dirty bin, it'll be marked, trimmed, and ready to go, and I don't have to worry about it for a long time. Now, I've had 44 mag brass that was used a lot, and it stretched. Man, it was over, and that's when it really comes in handy to trim. This hasn't grown any, and it's within spec. These untrimmed, they all seem to be about the same, so I don't even have to bother with this station, but I'll check them anyway. They're 988. They're 988, if I can hold that straight. So that's well within spec. That's all in your manuals. Trim to length, or you can look at the schematics for your max trim. And it's more crucial because your head's spacing off the case mouth. And that's why you don't over trim anything that head spaces off the case mouth. Just take that burr off and you're good. So that's what I'm doing today. It's not going to take long. I'm only doing 50. I thought I'd just bring you along for this, give you some little tips on how to make everything really easy to use, okay? And again, I would recommend this. They give you a little brush, but get a bigger brush, and then you can just scoop it all in the basket here. Yeah, your little garden buddy for broke loader. All right, so I think this is the best prep station out there. They have gone up. They used to be $100. Now they're like 150 on sale. So yeah, just like anything else, Brandon, prices are up, but it's well worth it, especially if you're doing a lot of trimming, rifle, pistol, whatever. I only do my magnums. I do my 5.7 by 2.8 definitely, because that thing grows like a monkey. And the other smaller calibers, you really don't have to worry, but it's always nice to have your brass all the same length. And these are coming out, even though they didn't trim, they're all coming out the same. And that way, when you shoot your bullet, your overall length's consistent. I hope I didn't leave out nothing and ramble too much. Until next time, thanks for watching.